windy out here today, so I hope you can hear me okay. I just here with a little garden update. We're working on this a little bit at a time. We can't do it all at once because we're just too old and slow. But we've got about 9 rows planted right now, and right now I'm fixing to plant potatoes. I got some russets, some Yukon Gold, and some new potatoes that the bigger ones we cut in 2, make them go a little further, and I hear you get bigger potatoes by doing that way. If you plant a whole potato, you get smaller potatoes. So we'll see if that's true or not. Anyway, I'm fixing to make a row on down a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to put these on the ground in my row, and then I'm going to cover them up rather than make my row and then put them in there, because it's just going to double up my work, I think. Okay, I'm just going to make a nice little straight little trench here. Okay, this should be a fairly simple process. Now, on these potatoes, you cut them, you know, and make sure you got an eye on each side, and then you let them, after you cut them, you let them dry out, kind of put them in some sunlight or in a window is what we did. Let it dry out for about 48 hours, so this gets kind of a skin on it there, hard skin. Lessens the chance of them rotting. When we plant them eye side up. I'm going to plant them just like that, and then I'm going to come back and put some plant tone on there to get them going. Get a little fertilizer on them, then cover them up. So let's see how fast this process goes. And I'm going to plant them every 6 inches. Well, just about that simple on the potatoes. Now I'm going to run put a piece of drip here. I'm going to stab in there and run it down there. Water them in, and we're done with the taters. Okay, now to get this drip edge in. It's pretty simple. Got a little drip edge tool here and a little nipple. Turn our hose off. Stab it. Stabbed in there, and then I've got these little stakes to stake this. Line down with, kind of help hold it in place. Okay, I ended up just I thought that was a 25-foot piece of hose left over there. It'll be about 22 foot, so I'm gonna have to add some to the end of it, but I will do that later. Let me show you what we've got done so far. Right here we got a couple of rows of onions, and then on this half row here we've got carrots planted there. As you see, we got a rain, and then these are peas. These will all be tomatoes. We've got a few tomato plants in the ground already, the ones that were already ready to come out. We've got others in there still growing, and we've got a few that we're trying to get seasoned enough to come out. Give them a little bit of sunshine every day, and plant them this weekend. Right here I've got my green beans, my regular green beans, and also my asparagus beans, which are some people call yard long beans. Never grown them before, but you got a 7-foot trellis there. You see, I only had 5-foot T-post. I usually want to have, but I had this conduit, so I ran it up and made it about 7 foot tall. Extended the conduit all the way over to my fence there. So hopefully that will support those beans. And then I've got another trellis starting here. We've got lima beans at the end down there. That's lima beans. And then I've got some red beans, pinto beans, red beans, whatever you want to call them, and some black-eyed peas that I'm going to put in also. Probably the red beans on the rest of this row, and then black-eyed peas on the half row here. And then we got a half row there of okra. And then skip this one, we don't have anything of this. And then this one my wife put yellow squash. And at the very end over there, in the middle of each row, against the fence there, is butternut and acorn squash planted up against there that we're going to train to grow up the fence. Well, I was going to go ahead and do the beans and peas that I have. They're just now, I'm going in there and they're sprouting up about yay so high. I was going to go ahead and put them in. See, we got these are black-eyed peas here. If you look there, they're already popping up. I like to get them in the ground before they turn into leaves, because if the leaves get up, then I'm going to have to season them for a few days before I put them in the garden. But right now I think I'm safe to put them in the garden. And then these are the pinto beans. It's pretty wet out there, so I think I'm just going to wait, because it's getting kind of late today, and do those tomorrow and the next day. We've got all week to work on this, and it's really nice weather. We're going to be around in the 70s most of this week here in East Texas, so that's good. We're going to try to show as much of this process as we can. Subscribe to our channel, give us a like, check out links below for some seeds. I got a good deal on some variety seed packs, and we will see you on the next video. Noob out.